Just a short drive from the city of Los Angeles lies a small town with a strong European feel. The streets are lined with little shops and restaurants that look like they've been transported directly from Copenhagen. Today we discover the culture and the tradition behind the Danish town, right here in Solvang, California. Today I meet up with the mayor at one of his favourite restaurants. I mean, this is great for the town.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my regular spots.
Jeff teaches me the Danish history behind this quaint village.
Love your town, and I can say that to you because you're like you're like a second generation.
Fourth generation Solvang.
I try some ramen at one of the very few Asian restaurants in town.
Yum! I'm very messy, but very yum.
It's okay.
And before I go, I visit the only fine dining restaurant in Solvang. Our journey begins at one of Solvang's newest restaurants, and who better to share this experience with than the mayor himself?
The mayor of Solvang.
Yes.
And you are Danish.
No.
Oh! You've chosen this place, right? The
Landsby, yep.
The Landsby Inn.
Yeah.
Why here?
I just think it's a really good example of evolution in Solvang. You know, you look around Solvang here, and we have, a great kind of old world village type motif, and it's really important that we maintain that.
Okay.
But you have places like the Landsby here, which you'll see in a second, that have shown, to bring in more modernized experiences.
Right.
One of the things real exciting about this bar was just about 3 months ago, I believe, the bar is actually remodeled. So. Right behind you, the wall there was actually the prior end of the bar, I believe.
Oh, right.
It was pretty amazing because great bar that was here is fabulous. They did an awesome job. But coming here was almost like overnight, and boom, this thing doubled in size.
Love
and
it.
you have this beautiful bar back here. And I like how it now connects to the outside patio.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
So the great thing about being with the mayor is we can close stuff down.
Perfect.
No one's using the bar today. The mayor's coming. And we get to have it all to ourselves. You've got a lot of power here, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's I make that phone call and just shut it down in private reservation.
Okay, so you've been the mayor for how long now?
I've been the mayor for actually it'll be my 1 year anniversary as of I believe December 10th.
So it's
just days away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started off on the Solvang City Council.
Yep.
And I ran in 2016. I got elected then.
Yep.
And then less than 2 years into it, I then decided to run for mayor.
Yep.
A city council seat's a 4-year term, mayor's a 2-year term, so I was able to run from basically a safe seat for mayor.
Yep.
And then when I did win as mayor, I had to vacate my prior seat.
That is fascinating. And you're running for president next? Of the United States? No? Okay. God, no.
No. I think this is my max right here.
Solvang is a great escape for everybody, especially for Los Angeles residents looking for a break from the city.
Now, Solvang is an enigma to me because we're so close to Los Angeles that I literally, I got into a car and within 2 hours I was transported into Europe.
Right.
And I'm now in Copenhagen, pretty much. In my mind, I am in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
How did you guys make that happen?
Yeah, it used to be a lot more of a basic type town. You watch it go through the phases, and then someone came up with this great idea of, hey, what if we started making this Danish village right here in Solvang? So that's basically what's transformed into what you see today. And I don't know if it was a whim of luck or intentional, but it seems to have done a great job of attracting tourism, which is our primary market.
It's no surprise this town attracts many visitors. It's a unique culture and the food can't be beat.
Oh yeah, that's great. Cooked to perfection. This is good quality. Produce, which is most of it comes from around here, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I mean, this is great for the town.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my regular spots. Probably come here at least 4 times a month. So
For real?
yeah, definitely I enjoy the Landsby very much.
Yeah, well, hence that's why you brought me here, right?
Yep.
From burgers all the way to ceviche, the Landsby is serving up meals for every taste.
This is the ceviche, which looks great. Oh my gosh. Tastes absolutely stunning. Really citrusy.
Oh yeah.
I love it when there's a real tang to it.
Right.
It's almost like they've used a lime in that because it's got a sweetness to the citrus.
Yeah. It's lime.
The lime is amazing. The way they've served it here is with some chips as well, so you can almost put the ceviche on the chip.
There you go.
And then have a little crunch to when you enjoy it. This is great. This is world class. You can't get any better than this.
The cool modern restaurant in the middle of an old Danish town, Solvang is already full of surprises. I couldn't leave this town without visiting its most famous spot, the Solvang Restaurant. It's a specialty spot. What they do here is tough to find anywhere else.
Absolutely loving Denmark right here. I mean, Solvang. I mean, I feel like I'm actually in Copenhagen. It is just such a cool little town. And I feel like I've escaped from LA and I've gone to Europe. Love your town. And I can say that to you because you're like you're like a second generation.
Fourth generation Solvang.
Jeff is an institution here. He's been living here like 100 years, or his family have at least. He had a lot to do with actually changing the town to what it is today.
I grew up here behind the windmill on Copenhagen.
Just around the corner here, okay?
Yes.
Your family had something to do with that, right?
Right. My dad, when he came back from the war,
Yeah.
this town looked like Main Street, USA. You know, old, like if you were in the Midwest type buildings.
Yeah, really?
So he built from the windmill to Bergholm's Bakery, the first Danish architecture, which was in the 50s.
Yeah.
And after that, the whole town sort of jumped on the bandwagon. And now you see the town looks like a little town in Denmark.
That's fascinating. His family actually were a big part of this whole thing. And his father built the actual windmill in the center of town. It's just absolutely fantastic. Now you're going to teach me how to make something that is actually a genuine Danish dish.
Yes.
Ebelskiver?
Ebelskiver, yes.
Ebelskiver. Solvang Restaurant is an institution here. Everybody has told us you need to go down there and have the Ebelskiver, I think is how you say it. Basically like little Danish donuts. Really keen to get down there and get my sweet tooth on. I'm going to learn how to make them so I can take the recipe home, which will be cool. Alrighty, so here we are. This is where all the action happens, right?
Right. This is my copper Ebelskiver pan. I can make up to 50 at a time.
Wow.
Which I'll need on holidays and when business is pumping, because people walk by, see them being made, and then they have to have them.
There we go.
The smell alone is intoxicating. It's no wonder these Danish desserts are in such high demand.
I'll have a line at my takeout window all summer long that goes down the street for people waiting to have Ebelskiver, because you can't find them anywhere.
So what's in the mixture?
It's sort of like a pancake batter, but it's a little bit cakier.
Okay. And it doesn't rise. Oh, so it actually rises out of there, right?
It does not rise.
Oh.
That's why I'm here to turn them.
Okay, I've seen that they've risen a little bit there, and then you're going to just turn them slightly.
So I do them a quarter turn.
Okay. Okay.
When you pull it up,
Yeah.
the batter runs back into the pan.
Okay.
And then it'll start crusting.
Walking into the restaurant is just like walking into a Danish restaurant. It is totally authentic. There are Danish words everywhere, little cute things that kind of remind you of Denmark.
Now the catch is you can only find them at Christmas time.
Okay.
Because it's more of a Christmas dish.
Yeah.
But here we serve it every day.
It's Christmas every day here.
Well, it feels like it.
It's the smell of fresh cooked desserts along with the warm hospitality from people like Jeff that make this town feel like it's Christmas.
Next we're going to do our raspberry jam that we blend here.
Yep. Oh, so you make that here with raspberries and do the whole thing, and there's your...
Then a dusting of powdered sugar.
Love it. Look at that. Ebelskiver, right there. Looks great. Let's give it a try, shall we? Thank you, sir.
For you.
So these aren't too hot, right? Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, so I see what you mean by it being a bit more cakey. Yum, they taste so good. The flavor is absolutely cool, and it is very much like it's like a donut, but a little more cakey. But it's more cakey, but there's still a lot more air in there. So obviously they've perfected the batter over many, many years, and it's not too heavy. The thing about eating a donut, it can be really heavy. These are really quite light, so having 3 is very easy. And it's really fluffy.
Right.
Hard on the outside, really fluffy in the inside, and the jam and everything is just it's a great condiment to have with it.
Right.
This is great, and you know what? It just looks like Christmas too, right?
It is. It's Christmas every day.
Yum, they just taste so good. And the raspberry and the sugar, and I'm in heaven. I can see why there's always a line out the door.
No visit to Solvang is complete without one of these famous Danish desserts. Solvang is known as a Danish town in the middle of California, but while European tradition runs strong here, new restaurants are starting to offer a different culinary perspective.
Honestly, I grew up in Solvang. I was born in Solvang, and 10 years ago, these kind of restaurants weren't really around here. Now I think the people really want to see more locally driven restaurants.
How do the locals love having ramen?
We get a good feedback.
Okay.
Yes, we use all local or as much as possible depending on the season, availability, but local, organic, and just talk to farmers a lot.
We go to farmers market every week on Wednesdays. We text, email farmers. We have good relationships with them. We find fish purveyors. We have people who are growing mushrooms in Solvang too. And a lot of people didn't know these things were available, but that's how we kind of form our menu, just choosing what's at the farmer's market and what's available at the season. And then at the same time, we're trying to use these Japanese dishes to kind of express all these ingredients to go with them.
The ramen dish that we're about to eat today, this is part of your creation too, right?
Yes. Today we're having a Shoyu ramen.
So it's like a soy sauce-based ramen. It's the classic ramen with chicken, pork belly on top, and a marinated egg. I think if anyone hasn't had ramen before, that's like the first one that they should try and kind of see, how we do it and what real Japanese ramen is.
There are many kinds from different regions, but here we try focusing on the basics and use whatever is available in the season.
Yeah.
So the topping would change from time to time, but that's for a reason.
It's going to be that just kind of over the top, just fill your belly kind of meal. So it's going to be your salt, sweet, fat. It's all just supposed to be over the top and delicious, especially on a cold day.
Then also we're having Gyoza, which is pork and cabbage pot stickers.
Love that.
We grind our own pork and make every single one by hand.
Is that right?
Yes.
Although not Danish, this dish is definitely the product of Solvang. Made in-house with local ingredients, it's tough to get better than this.
So this is kind of like its own universe in a bowl. So you have a little bit of everything. So you got the vegetables, the noodles, the broth, and then the egg is just to top it all off.
Okay. And the egg is always marinated in something, right?
Yes. So it's a mixture of mirin, sake, shoyu, and shoyu soy sauce.
Yep.
And some secret ingredients. So we marinate it overnight. So that's how you get the little cure, like a jelly-like texture of the yolk.
We do use a dashi, which is like the Japanese fish stock. So when those things come together, you're getting that umami. That's like that savory that makes your mouth water. That's the flavor we're going for. And then you get stuff like pork belly on top, which is just like this big old slab of juicy, pork. And then the marinated egg too, just tons of flavor.
Yum. I'm very messy, but very yum.
It's okay.
Oh, that is great. Obviously, that's a pork version. The pork's in the broth, right?
Yes.
Really, really flavor, some really full flavor. On a day like today where it's kind of cold, this is a hearty dish.
Perfect.
Perfect. And the egg is a bit different on this one because this one on the inside still has the yolk, right?
Right.
Which is great. Yum. You can taste the soy sauce, all the marinade. Perfect. How's it taste?
Great.
You want to say that, right? Because you cooked it. All right, let's try some of the Gyoza. And the sauce is yours, or?
Yes.
Really? You make that as well?
Yes.
You guys are authentic. Love it. Okay. Absolutely. Oh, there's kind of like a real bit of a bite to that. What's
Little
that?
crunchy.
Yeah, what is that?
It's the local organic cabbage.
Wow. So good. And the sauce is really authentic and different. I haven't tasted that sauce before because you make it in-house.
Yes.
So it's unique.
Yeah, I mean, as far as Asian food too, there's just nothing like this around here at the moment. So we're kind of just having fun with it.
Great Asian cuisine right here in the middle of Solvang. This town has something for everyone. We take another unexpected turn from Solvang. We visit the only fine dine restaurant in the city.
First and Oak is a really cool looking place. I love the outside exterior. You've got the wonderful vines growing off in the front facade. Really kind of charming inn, and then it has this really cool, very small fine dining experience at the front of the inn. This place is really cool. First and Oak, obviously, is one of the fine dining experiences here.
Yes.
So when would you kind of come here?
Typically, I'll show up at First and Oak probably for more of a special occasion, you know, birthday, anniversary, or just celebrating some kind of accomplishment.
Okay. Yeah. Like becoming mayor.
Like becoming mayor.
So First and Oak is one and only fine dining restaurants here in the San Ynez Valley. It recently started with Chef Steven Snook, so he was the main chef when I started here. The whole concept is something that's new to the area. No one's really done the fine dining aspect or cooking at the level that he introduced to us.
I really enjoyed growing up here. I think it's a very special place. I've definitely loved to travel a lot.
Yeah.
And I have family in Los Angeles and up in the Bay Area. So I think it's really special to be able to live in a proximity where I can easily drive up in either location and not be too extreme.
Yeah. And you have the peaceful environment of living in the country.
Yes. Yeah. So very country oriented, but we still have a lot of, you know, decent amenities here. And then you also have Santa Barbara or San Luis Obispo that's close by for a bigger experience. But around here, I did a lot of biking, hiking, camping, even going up to Figueroa Mountain. Go camp there for a couple days just to get,
Great.
It's awesome. You can get away for a little bit, do a campfire. Love going and picking up some steaks and cooking them up there on the mountaintop. And
While Solvang offers fun and light cuisine, the city boasts excellent wine. It only makes sense that a fine dining restaurant like this would pop up in the city.
The wine region here is really popular, and I've tried the wines here and they're stunning. Like, I mean, because you guys can grow from everything from Pinot Noir, which is a cool climate wine, right through to a Shiraz, which is kind of like a warm climate. How does that work?
one of the very fortunate things we have is very niche weather climates in different areas.
Little micro ones, right?
Yep, little microclimates. And so whether it's, you know, planting on a hillside or back of a hillside, east side of a hill, which gets less sun, you know, things like, I mean, there's all different techniques that are used to find those special areas where the right kind of grape will thrive.
For me, a fine dining experience must be paired with some good wine, and I'm so glad that we're having a local wine, literally, that was grown less than a mile away from the restaurant, owned by the restaurant. Well, the best thing about this area is the wine. So, and this is a locally grown wine from the owners of this restaurant, right?
I believe so, yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You know what? Sometimes when I taste restaurant wine that's grown by the restaurant, it can kind of like be, it's like, okay, great, you've tried something, but it's not going to work. I don't know, there must be a great winemaker associated with this because it just tastes fantastic. It's a very rich, full-bodied wine. That's a really dark, beautiful, rich, and that's a warm grape, right? That needs a lot of heat.
Warmer climate, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a warm climate wine, and the fruity, very fruit-forward wine, absolutely beautiful.
A great wine like this must also be paired with a great meal.
So for the Marangari tonight, we had our mushroom risotto, which is with the mushroom maju and our herbaceous pesto. Also our take on our chicharron, so it's a vegetarian kimchi crackling paired with garlic aioli.
We are going full vegetarian on this trip, fine dining, vegetarian style. Should we try it?
Sure.
Basically our philosophy is if we're gonna give you a carrot, it's gonna be the best carrot you ever have. We're not really into manipulating flavors and stuff like that. We really want to emphasize on the actual ingredients.
Yum. Do you know what? I mean, if I was a vegetarian, which I'm not, mushrooms are a great substitute for meat.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I think it's really well paired with the wine here. The fattiness of the oyster mushrooms mixed with the crispiness of the Syrah here.
Risotto is one of those traditional Italian dishes that people have adopted and made them whatever they want. And in this case, it's all about the mushrooms and the pesto. And it is just spot on, magical meal. This is the reason I love fine dining, because each dish has been masterly crafted. There are so many different flavors that I'm getting in there, I don't even know what some of them are. Mm-hmm. And of course, some pesto on top, which is all made in-house. I mean, for me, that's a really great fine dining experience.
Yeah, it's very nice.
You don't get bigger portions, which is okay with me because it's all about the flavors and the attention to detail in the ingredients and crafting the food. Let's try some of the crackling, shall we? Kimchi, I've never had kimchi served to me this way before.
It's just straight kimchi. You really think that you're gonna have a bunch of like mixed flavors because of like the anatomy of it, but once you bite it, you know you're eating kimchi. But you're surprised because it's a crackling.
Oh my gosh. Again, a vegetarian option. Absolutely stunning.
So the kimchi crackling, that's one of my favorite dishes. I mean, it's pretty cool to see the lifespan of it. So you get your kimchi and then you throw it in a blender and then you add some tapioca starch with it. And then you put that in and then it turns into almost like a leather. You steam it and then you let it set overnight and it's almost like a leather. And after that you let it air dry and then once it hits the fryer, it puffs up. It's crazy.
You guys in Solvang have got food and beverage down pat.
Thank you.
And that's the way to do it. Mix them together. Solvang has been a wonderful experience. I want to come back and escape from the hustle and bustle of Los Angeles, only 2 hours away, and have a weekend here and pretend just for 2 days that I'm in Europe.
From fine dining to fun desserts, the city of Solvang has something for everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on the tour today. Join us next time as we continue our tasting journey throughout America.